Hey everyone, and welcome to part 5 of creating a C# RPG game. Now in this tutorial I'm going to teach you guys how to select a basic enemy. So from here, once we have it selected, we can do different things like attack the enemy, reduce its health, calculate stats from the player and the enemy when we do attack, and different stuff like that. Now what we're going to be doing is just calling a simple raycast on this enemy from where we clicked our cursor on the screen. And so if that raycast hits our enemy, it's going to want to grab that game object and assign it to an empty game object variable that we have in our script. And from there we can take that and access all the components from our enemy once we actually create the enemy script. So what you want to do is just create a basic box, or if you have a model or something, set that up. And we just want to add component, physics, and a rigid body. Now from here we can disable use gravity and assign all these constraints to it. Now it's going to need a rigid body to actually be able to be selected, so yeah. So from here I guess we can just go ahead and name this enemy just to stay organized, and then from here we can actually jump into our user stats. Now we're going to want to add something new here, just a new void, and we can name this select target. And we'll just be using this for actually selecting our target. So what we want to do first is create an array, and we'll equal that to camera.main, because that's where we're going to be calling it from. And we're going to be doing screen point to array, and we're going to be using the input that is where our mouse position is currently at. So from here we want to create a simple raycast hit, and this is where we're going to be storing our actual hit of the raycast. So you can just name that hit. And so we're going to be creating a simple if statement, and we're going to be using physics.raycast. And then from here we're going to have to implement or add in a couple of different variables. One is going to be the ray that we're going to be using. So when we actually fire off our ray, we want to calculate this in here. So we'll do ray and then a out hit, so whatever object we hit, and then the desired distance of how far that raycast goes. I'm just going to set mine really high. You guys can set yours low if you just want to, select an enemy that's so far away so you can't select something that's across the map. And so from here, we want to actually find out, what did our object hit? So we'll do hit.transform, and we'll do .tag. Now you don't have to use .tag. You can use like .name or anything like that, but we're just going to be using tag here. And we'll just call it enemy, and this is going to have to be in our tag. So we're going to go update that real quick. And so we're going to be adding a new tag. You can add as many as you want. We could just add 10 in here, and we can name this enemy. So now if we go back here and we go and select this, this is going to be our enemy. So when that raycast hits this object, we're going to be assigning or checking what the tag is for that object. So that's what this is for. So whatever object we hit, we want to grab the tag and find out what it is. So if it is an enemy, then we do want to select it. So we're going to have to add another variable up here, and we could just do a simple public game object, and we can name this something such as selected unit, and we can just copy that. And so what we're going to want to do is take this and actually assign the object that we hit. So it's just going to be grabbing that variable and assigning it to this. So we'll do hit.transform and then .gameObject. And we can save that. Now in order to actually call this, we're going to have to use a certain input. So we're going to go into our update function and type if input, and then we need to do get mouse button down. Get mouse button down. So when we click on our mouse button, which I believe this is assigned to the left one, we're going to want to call select target. And so every time we click, it's going to call a raycast. It's going to check where our mouse position is. It's going to check what it hit. If that hit object is the enemy, then we want to actually select it. So we'll save that. Hopefully we don't get any errors. Expected symbol, let's see. Oh, it's always something simple that's messed up. Let's see. Hit out. Ray out hit. Let's see. Oh. And I messed up on that too. Now it should work properly. Okay. It seems to all be working good. So what we're going to do is just select our player, and we're going to go down to our user stats, and we see our selected unit. Now if we go over here and click on this, it's now assigned to our enemy. So that is a simple way to set up the click selection. Now you can do this for anything. You could do this for enemies, you could do this for, or you might be wanting to mine different NPCs, buildings. I mean, the possibilities are pretty much endless for this type of selection system. You just have to, you know, go in here, and you're going to want to copy paste that and just do a bunch more if statements, and then just create different tags for the different objects and make it do different things in here once we hit it. So it could be select, it could open a menu, it could do something completely different than what we're doing. But yeah, that's a simple way how to set that up.